Complete the square and factor the result. C squared plus 7c. The procedures are going to be the same here, but the answer is going to be a bit more complicated. Let's go through and see what happens. We need to take the coefficient on the c and divide it by 2 and then square it. The coefficient on the c is 7. Now 7 divided by 2 is 7/2. And then we need to square that. When we square a fraction, that requires us to square the numerator and the denominator. So we're going to have 7 squared in the top and 2 squared in the bottom. 7 squared is 49, and 2 squared is 4. So the number we get after we divide by 2 and square it is going to be 49/4. Whenever the coefficient that we start with is an odd number, dividing it by 2 is going to give us a fraction, and squaring that fraction gives us another fraction. So having an odd coefficient in the middle leads to a fractional answer, which is something that we haven't yet seen in these examples. Now we still want to factor the result. Because we have completed a square, we've got a perfect square trinomial, and that means that it's going to factor as the square of a binomial. Now to get the term here, remember this comes from what happens after we divided that coefficient by 2. 7 divided by 2 is 7/2. So we've got c plus 7/2 squared. Now, most of the factoring we've done before hasn't involved fractions, so this is going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be useful in the end, so don't get too worried that there's a fraction in there. And this is our final answer. When we complete the square, we are adding 49/4, and then when we factor the result, we get c plus 7/2 squared, and that's that.